Madden NFL 23 on EA Sports, and it's brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Green Bay Packers and the Dallas Cowboys, and it's coming up next.
We are sandwiched between Fort Worth and Dallas, Texas, and Arlington at the luxurious AT&T Stadium. Today, we've got a good NFC matchup on tap between the Green Bay Packers and the Dallas Cowboys. Hi again, everyone. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Welcome to the NFL on EA Sports. With me, as always, Charles Davis. And, Charles, we look at a matchup like this. It's really the running backs that may take center stage here today.
And in today's football, they're still valuable, not just as runners, but guys who can catch the ball as well. It's really the number of touches that determines things these days.
Brett Maher has this one teed up, and we are underway here at AT&T Stadium. And no run back on the opening kickoff. It'll come out to the 25. Here we go with the Packer offense, guided by their decorated QB with a long list of Pro Bowls and other accolades next to his name, of course. Aaron Rodgers leading the way.
I remember watching him in college and seeing a guy that you knew had great potential, but I don't know that anyone knew that we would see how he would blossom as an NFL player who will go down as one of the all-time great quarterbacks. Can make every throw from every angle with terrific mobility, and he knows how to win games, always in contention for a championship.
Rodgers going to come out throwing. Catch made by Watson on the out route. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll give him a short yardage situation here for second down. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. But I'll bet the offensive linemen said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Throwing now is Rodgers. That'll be complete to Allen Lazard. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 47. A quick throw here out to Cobb. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
second down, it's Jones. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it.
Entering settings screen, you have 20 options. Menu narration option is set to off is selected.
It's Madden NFL 23, and the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the Green Bay Packers and the Dallas Cowboys, just ahead on EA Sports.
EA Sports coverage of the
Did y'all sound just go out? I might have to. I don't know why the sound left. I might have to just start the whole thing over. Like, dang. Definitely gotta fix it though. I'm gonna restart the whole thing. I don't know why the sound. I don't know why that happened. I'm gonna restart the whole thing. I don't know why the sound. I don't know why that happened. No. We want to end that if we can. What is this? I don't know what's up with that. Let's see. No sound. What the freak?
The sound just went off for no reason. I didn't even touch nothing.
Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Dallas offense set for this next drive. So Prescott of the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 23. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Got an open man. It's Michael Gallup. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line.
Defense gives up a touchdown the opening drive. Offense, you got to want to get out there and get those points back right now.
And that's a sharp throw there to get this drive off to a good start. Prescott off play action. He'll get this out wide here to Elliott. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 11 yards and a Cowboy 1st down.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Now the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on 1st down.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They go to Elliott again. And some good acceleration there as he's across midfield to the 48-yard line. Give him 10 there. Good enough for a Cowboy 1st down. Good push up front and that run in between the tackles.
Let's play the leverage game here. Offensive line just got lower than the defensive front, and they were able to get their pads on them and move them backwards and create space for their running back to roam.
So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Now Prescott. Now the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. Rashawn Gary that time fighting free and getting to the quarterback.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked.
Tyler Warfield became a supporter again. We appreciate that, Tyler. Dante Green with the light. We appreciate that, Tyler.
So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. A handoff left to Elliott.
Kingdom, baby.
Give him 4 yards there, but still in a big hole. 3rd and long.
When you find that
Man,
kind of
Boca
yardage,
had
you
came
couldn't
in
be
with the
more
lights
confident as a
right
ball
on.
carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator,
Hey,
I'd like to keep
Christopher.
carrying it, thank you.
Shit, that's all.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Prescott. He finds his target. It's Schultz. Call it a pickup of 3, and also now likely a punt on their opening drive.
Excellent job there defensively. Gave up the underneath to the tight end on 3rd down, and they made sure that they did their job. Got him on the ground and prevented him picking up a 1st down.
Chicken wing is in the house. What's up, chicken wing?
On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away.
Chicken wing in the building.
And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline.
Another
And this
content
punt
creator.
sails over the sideline. And the spot, it looks to be right at the 25-yard line. The Packers offense here coming back out for their 2nd drive. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their 1st drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Well, they held him to a short gain on that one, and it almost felt like on that first run, they were trying to just throw the jab at him. So how do you stop a jab? Get closer and smother it, just as they did on that last play.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. To throw, it's Rodgers. A throw complete to the tight end, Tunyon. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And now 3rd down and 6 to go. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. Drops it to Jones in the flat. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. 11 yards and a Green Bay Packer 1st down.
Well, as a coach, you absolutely love seeing your offense find their rhythm early, and that's exactly what we've seen so far. They had a touchdown on their opening drive, and now they connect here for another nice gain for a 1st down. This offense is moving the ball well, exactly as he drew it up in practice.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And he's got room. And good vision there as he's across midfield and down to the 45-yard line. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down. His first carry of their 2nd drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their 1st drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things before they even open and hurtling through them.
So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Throwing now is Rodgers. Right side to Watson. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the 1st drive and comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
Really nice throw there to pick up the 1st down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. Throwing the out route and complete. That's Lewis. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. Well, that's always a good place to throw it just because he's one of the biggest targets not only on this team but in the National Football League.
And you and I both know the quarterbacks love these large-bodied tight ends, and why not? Nowadays, they're really wide receivers who are just taller and have a little bit more weight. These guys catch the football, make big plays downfield. In the old days, we wanted them to block. Now coaches want them to catch the football first.
2 yards, good enough for a first.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
3% mark. What do you mean 3% mark?
Rodgers now on first down. Throw right side. This is into the hands of the tight end, Tunyon. And it's a Packers touchdown. 2 touchdown passes now here in this first quarter for Aaron Rodgers. And the Packers have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead. So they get their tight end away from the line to the outside, and he works his way in for 6.
Tight ends are not just blockers anymore. I don't know how many more times we need examples, but here's a great one. Gets to the outside, they give him the ball pretty quickly, and they trust him to get those extra yards, and boy, did he come through, bullying his way into the end zone after the nice catch.
Crosby connects on the extra point, and it's now 14-0. So that one an 8-play drive. It spans 75 yards. And it was Robert Tunyon capping it all off on the touchdown grab.
You don't want your phone to have 3%. Never.
Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. Second drive forthcoming here for the Dallas Cowboys. They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10.
The Packers. The Packers, man.
They start on the ground with Elliott to about the 23.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's Prescott. Left side to Lamb. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. Prescott and Lamb hooking up for the Cowboy first.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Prescott now. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it's 2nd down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Type of game it is.
13 yards and a first down, Cowboys.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter, and a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played.
So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. That is caught by Lamb. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. 23 yards, the final tally.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
On 1st and 10, Prescott. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. It's Preston Smith. He gets the sack there.
Well, that's a big defensive stop there, and it takes away a lot of the momentum from the offense coming off that big completion the prior snap. Give big credit to the defense for bouncing back.
So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Another try after the first down sack. Prescott. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on, because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding him for a short gain.
Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down. To throw is Prescott. Swinging this out for Pollard. And he'll go
That's
out of
why
bounds in the
Wingate, man,
red
you
zone
don't
just
want that,
inside the 20. That'll give him 8 that time, and it'll be 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
You got a fast charger. Your charger's bad.
Already down 2 scores. They're going to go for this rather than settle for 3. Running with Elliott. And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the first. A solid pickup of 5 and a very solid 4th down conversion. And defensively, pure frustration. The first drive this unit had, they punted. This drive, much more polished, just looking crisper, aren't they, moving the ball?
Maybe the first drive was a little bit of a wake-up call. Probably a little bit angry that they had to punt the ball away the first time they had it. Got motivated, got to the sideline, said, okay, let's not let that happen here as we take over again.
So this offense able to convert on 4th, and now a fresh set of downs here, 1st and 10. Here's Prescott. Got his tight end. That's complete. It's Schultz. So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and it'll be 2nd and a couple.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. From the 4, it's 2nd and a couple. A give to Elliott running left. And he will take it in for a Cowboy score. Ezekiel Elliott taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Cowboys have cut it back within a score. So, partner, it was a passing game that drove them down the field, but when they get close, they trust that man in the backfield, and he took them home.
And they trust their offensive line as well, because so many of these units, they specialize in either pass protection or run blocking.
Man,
this group shows its versatility and gets both done on this drive.
Brett Maher on for the extra point. And that one makes it 14-7. So that one a long 11-play drive. And it culminates in a touchdown run by Ezekiel Elliott. Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. The Packers offense now heading back out onto the field. So for this offense, Charles, remember drive 1 made it to the end zone. Drive 2 resulted in a touchdown as well. Now they'll try to make it 3 for 3.
Yeah, and you know, they told us all week that this was the plan and this is what they wanted to execute. But did they really believe it would happen this well, this efficiently? I know they'll take it. And afterwards, they'll say, there was never a doubt in our minds we were going to be successful in this one.
On first down, Rodgers. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. The sack recorded. It's a loss of 5, and now it's second down.
Well, he was really focused downfield.
No,
there was really no viable options. The coverage was too good.
And the defense really quickened the tempo
like
of that play with their pass rush because there was nowhere for him to go with the football. The only place he ended up, down on the ground.
I'm not sure if Philly had that type of interest in him. What a Jets.
Got to assume this defense will be charging again here at 2nd and 15. Another try after the first down sack. Rodgers. That'll be complete to Allen Lazard. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. A gain there of 21 yards.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they've put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Throwing is Rodgers. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Up the middle, Jones. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Rodgers now to throw. Able to find Lazard. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys 39. Last play they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Here's a give to Jones running left. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
An awful lot of congestion in the middle third of the field, but how about our defensive tackle right there? He didn't just hold the line, he provided some push and smacked the ball carrier down for a loss.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. Here's Rodgers to throw. Setting up the screen here, Aaron Jones. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
The key to any screen play is all in the deception. And that means everyone on the offensive side of the ball. But someone gave it up because that one wasn't very well concealed. And the defense able to rally to him and hold him for just a short gain.
This will be the 8th play of the drive. It's 3rd and 7.
Rodgers going to throw. He'll find Jones again, complete. And he's going to be brought down short of the first at about the 31-yard line. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. The Packers with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they've got it looking at a 4th down and 2. Oh, they go with a tight end carry. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. Just a gain of 3, but they'll certainly take it as they convert on 4th down. Remember, that was 4th and a full 2 yards. There's a big difference between that and 4th and maybe 6 inches or a yard.
Yeah, you're exactly right, because when it's that 6 inches, you just fall forward and you pick it up, right? You just go quarterback sneak. But having to move bodies, that means you actually have to execute because they know what you're going to do.
Touchdown! Aaron Rodgers, 3 first-half touchdown passes. And the Packers go up by 2 touchdowns. Well, just a sensational start for this offense, Charles. 3 drives, 3 passing touchdowns.
Is that like mentioning a perfect game in baseball? Or are we cool to do it here in football, partner?
No, I think you can do it here in football. I think perfect game in baseball, that's its own category.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. Could not imagine a worse start for that secondary, or let's face it, a better one for this offense. No chance they stop passing now the way that it's going. I think they're going to continue to press the ball downfield and hopefully reap the same results.
Crosby with the extra point, and it's now 21-7. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And now here come the Cowboys. So remember, Charles, last time they were out here, they scored, but they just saw the opposition score, and they're trailing right now, so they're trying to keep pace here. They need a touchdown drive.
Well, if you're a fan of offense, you're loving this, but if you're a fan of defense, this is tough to watch, and it's also tough to keep that up when you just watch your opponent march down the field on a scoring drive that lasts into double-digit snaps. You need a score here, not just to follow the momentum from your last drive, but put the onus back on your opponent. And that's what they're doing right now, swapping that onus back and forth.
And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
From the 22, here's 2nd and 8. Prescott from the gun. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
This is taken at about the 14. A big boot that time. 57 yards the official distance. And it'll be Packer football here. First down and 10. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here.
Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
Great analogy, Brandon, because they are pushing them back and winning everything at the line of scrimmage. They've just been laying down tracks towards the opposite end zone. So to themselves, all they're saying is, if we don't make a mistake, there's no way they can stop us.
They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down.
Marcus
Well, just a
Evans
pile
is
of bodies there,
bad.
and that's when you
If
kind of
he
find out who's a
his
tough guy,
supporter
right?
bad,
Who can
and we
stand up and make a
appreciate
play.
that.
It was only a
Marcus
3-yard
Evans,
run, but for
we
both sides, they had to
appreciate
walk
you
away
so
from
much,
that feeling
Marcus.
like,
That means
okay,
so much to
I can stand up when the going
somebody
gets
like
tough
me.
in here.
I definitely
On
appreciate
second and 7, Rodgers. This one complete to Tunyon underneath. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 2.
And let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
They'll try and run for it with Jones. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10. Now Rodgers. Looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46.
I know the halftime's approaching, but I don't think he's going to want to take a break. That's his 5th catch.
Yeah, they've really been targeting the tight end. On second down, Dillon. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
What a luxury to have a guy like this who can not only spell your starter, but can come in and keep drives going.
2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Back to the ground, this time with Jones.
Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. Second down.
Not a huge carry there on 1st down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. To throw is Rodgers. That's complete to Lazard. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 39. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. To throw, it's Rodgers. And Watson has it right side. And they'll work this down inside the 30. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician, Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this or keeps hitting the calculator. But my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end of this game, he could have monster numbers. He just wants to continue to be accurate.
Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. The offense on third down tonight, they've been near perfect, 4 for 5 to this point. They're looking at third in the nose of the football. An inside give to Jones. And he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down at the 26. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And then the next breath they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up first downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have. Rodgers now on first down.
Pass caught. It's Romeo Doubs. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
Let's go do this thing, baby. Let's go now. Let's go.
On second down, it's Jones. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense. A little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
Like 9, 10 o'clock in the morning.
This offense has converted 2 third downs on this drive already. This is 3rd and 4.
Remember, a lot of times I would get on the stream late and get off.
And this is
4
going
or
to
5
be
o'clock in the morning.
incomplete.
They converted twice on third down that drive already, but couldn't make it a third. We always talk about in-game adjustments. How about what the defense did there, able to shut them down on that attempt?
So now on 4th down, Rodgers will give way to Mason Crosby for the field goal try. From the left hash, this from 37. The kick by Crosby is good, and they will open things up a bit more. It's 24-7. So 3 points there, and they continue to build this first half lead.
Yeah, every little bit helps, and the more that you can put together drives and start controlling the tempo, controlling possession, finishing with points, the better off you're going to be.
After the made field goal, now Crosby will do the kickoff duties.
Right, we definitely wait. They still asleep.
Fields it right around the goal line.
Jermaine Gray out
And he'll get it up
truck
just
delivery.
past the 20
You
as
gotta
his
tell me
guys
more
will
about
go to
what
work
he-
at
what
the
he doing.
21-yard line.
And now Dallas
Auto
gets
parts.
set to take the field.
Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 21. They'll try and start this drive in the air. To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
If you run an out route, it's likely you're going to end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
Dancing to his left. This will be caught once again by Brown. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Catch number 4 for him on the afternoon, and it'll give him a first down.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
First down, Prescott. He'll find Lamb. That's complete. And they're going to get this up to midfield.
Hey, bro, that Florida State they're selling in here in restaurant. I called the police by accident. Did you see the guy the other day? He's playing Call of Duty.
Down, Elliott.
His phone, he accidentally called 911 by accident.
They'll get 3 as the drive
he had his headset on.
It's a first down.
And
I like this drive a little bit better there,
he
partner.
told
Running game
his
helping out,
partner
picking up some of the slack.
that he
Remember
just
the
killed
last
3
drive, they went
people.
3 and out.
You know, on the Call of Duty, he didn't know 911 was on the phone. So when they asked him, how can I help you? He just said, I just killed 3 people. But he wasn't talking to them. They was on the phone.
They'll set up the screen to Elliott.
His house was surrounded in no time.
Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. That one unable
like
to develop,
17.
never got going.
He's
A
like,
loss of a couple, and
no.
it's second down.
Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a
Don't be
really
moving
nice
around,
job
that's not
getting
your
ready
shot.
for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play design was.
Yeah, I seen it on the news.
To throw again on second down. Prescott got his man there, complete to
Came
Gallup.
outside with his hands up,
And he's going to be taken
moving
down
around,
just
trying to
shy of the
explain. Like,
35.
man, you better be still.
Now that's the kind of
Don't
big play
move,
you'd
don't
like
breathe.
to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now Prescott. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete.
And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Up the middle, here's Elliott. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down.
That run wasn't a big breaker, but I don't think the guys on offense mind very much. They've got a nice drive going, and they might just be luring the defense in a little bit. They could probably come back with a play action, maybe go over the top. But right now, on this drive, their playbook is open.
Prescott on 3rd and 2. Toward the sideline, and he will have the first down as he was able to keep the feet in bounds. At 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
But with the score where it is, you're not thinking field goals right now. You need touchdowns. So that was a much-needed conversion there on 3rd down.
Prescott looks to throw on 1st. That's caught once again by Gallup. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. It's another first down as they look his way again, this time 19 yards.
That's the 3rd time on this drive that these two have connected with each other. They've got a real rapport going. And right now, it's paying off with big chunks of yardage, as shown by that last play.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Now Elliott. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3.
This is a critical sequence here for this offense. Things really haven't gone their way so far. This could be their chance to get back into it, but they've got to find a way to punch this ball in.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Again, it's Elliott. And this time he'll lose yardage as the defense not giving him any room to operate. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
So they make you not breathe. Right.
Now from back at the 5, this is 3rd and goal. Throwing, Prescott. Eluding the pressure right. And he's just going to throw this one out of bounds here. Nowhere to go with it, incomplete. So it's been a long drive. They've held the ball for quite a while. Now what do you do here?
Well, to me, at this stage after this drive, this close to the goal line, 3 points would be a letdown. I'm going for it here.
On 4th down, Prescott goes off, and on comes the Cowboy kicker, Brett Maher, for the field goal try. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. The kick by Maher is good, and that will close the gap down to 14. So a long drive gets them down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
After the made field goal, Maher back out there to kick it away. Nixon elects not to return it, and this comes out to the 25. Green Bay returning on offense, led by running back Aaron Jones. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. Throwing on 1st down is Rodgers. That's complete to Dobbs. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes.
On 1st down, Rodgers. This is Lazard with a catch out left. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 24 yards to gain there. Another 1st down as well.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. Throwing now is Rodgers. A throw complete to the tight end, Tunyon. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
Such a tough position to defend near the line, even when you add a second defender. But the big man shrugged off the extra body and made the play call a success.
2nd down at 5. Again, they'll throw with Rodgers. He's got the hook up to Lazard. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line.
I just seen the brain thing on TV.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
goodness, they flatten like pancakes.
Now a first down carry by Jones.
Micah Parsons, the linebacker, in on the tackle.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Rodgers now to throw.
Over the middle here, it's hauled in by Watson. And the Packers are going to be set up with a 1st and goal here as the tackle made at the 9.
Talk about a big first half. Already has the 2 touchdowns, adding to his receiving total there and picking up the first down.
He's coming off the line so fast. I think he's intimidating the defensive backs with his explosiveness, and he's chipping away at their confidence.
A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. Rodgers going to throw. And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. 4 touchdown passes now for Aaron Rodgers.
And the Packers have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. That was quite the call down around the goal line on 4th and goal.
Yeah, they fake the run, pull it out, throw it. And as a defense, I've been in that spot before, and we see it all the time. You almost have to overcommit against the run. You have to almost sell out and say, they're going to run it, go make a play. They got fooled on that one.
Extra point try now for Crosby. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21 points. So that drives 7 plays in length. And it ends with a Packers touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. Dallas offense set for this next drive. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive. And they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Prescott on 1st down. Now they go screen. It's complete. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Prescott. He finds his target. It's Schultz. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime.
What are you doing this morning, chicken? What's the plan? What's the plan? You stop screaming. Or they took the other
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
Big shout out to Marcus Ingram. He got
to throw is Prescott.
That's caught again by Schultz. On the move past the 40.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Give him 32 on the play.
And CD, we have seen some great runs the last few times we've been together, but I think we can at least put this one in our top 5. That was a determined gallop there.
And that, in a nutshell, shows you what this guy is made of. I mean, most guys in the NFL just can't do that. He absorbed the contact, refocused himself, and made a break for the end zone.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
That's it.
They'll throw again. Prescott. He's going to find Gallup here complete. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there. A gain of 8 there on the play. And they'll be left with 2nd and a couple.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
From the 30 on 2nd down, Prescott able to hit his target Lamb. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line. On 1st and 10, Prescott. Swinging this out for Pollard. And they'll get this down to the 10. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. Prescott. This will be caught at about the 6. And he'll get this down inside the 5 to the 4 before he's out of bounds. That's good for a gain of 6, 2nd and goal.
And they ran just a little underneath route here on 1st and goal, but there's really not a whole lot of room to operate this close to the goal line. He's just not able to get loose after the catch.
Marr able to put this one through, and the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18. Well, not the best first half facing this deficit, but at least they did put 3 on the board before half.
Yeah, it's a little bit like that stormy, cloudy day, and the sun peeks through just for a second. They saw the sun there. They're hoping to see a little bit more of it in the second half.
So barring a touchback, this likely the final act of the half as the kick is away.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. So time perhaps for one final kneel down before they take this lead to the locker room. He'll take the knee, and the final couple seconds will tick by in this first half. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome everyone to our brand new studios here in downtown Orlando in the EA Sports Halftime Report. First up, though, a look at the next-gen stats for the Packers in that first half. And our statistician may need a vacation after this one's said and done. What a first half they had throwing the football. Over 300 yards passing already.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. It's the Cowboys who get the football first, and they trail here as well as we resume action in the third quarter. Taken in at the 3.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
Out come the Cowboys now as he'll go on offense first here in this third quarter.
And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball into the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
First down, Prescott toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott.
That is caught by Lamb.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A gain of 32 that time. Now look, you're not going to be able to get this all back at once, but that certainly helps.
So you're saying 3 yards in a cloud of dust, not the strategy?
I go aerial attack.
Yeah, I think that's what has to happen. And if you're going to run it, you need to break off big chunks. We just saw a big play right there. They need plenty of those.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Elliott.
And a good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here.
That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays.
First downs have not come easy, and neither have runs like this throughout this game.
Absolutely not. He finally felt like, whoa, a sigh of relief. We got something going in the running game.
Three tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10.
They keep on the ground with Elliott. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. Off the play fake, Prescott. And this is caught. It's Brown. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. He continues to deliver a 1st down here. He had 4 catches in the first half, and this one number 5.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taken them no time at all to get down here, and now they're set up with a 1st and goal.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They give it off here to the tight end. And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2.
You got to be ready for anything when you play defense against this head coach. That is not something you'd expect to see here in the red zone, but it winds up getting him a few yards.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
Elliott is not going anywhere. He'll be hit and dropped for no gain at the 2-yard line. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
I don't even have to stretch for this one. This is 4-down territory. They've got to get it in with the deficit that they're facing.
Absolutely. It's not the 4th quarter, but still, I think you can't be thinking 3 here.
No, if you do that, you might as well go ahead and fold up on this one, but I don't think they're built like that.
And this ball is caught by Lamb. Touchdown, Dallas.
2 yards on the touchdown there.
And the Cowboys are able to cut into this lead as they score on the opening drive of the second half.
That's a score you felt they had to have here in the 3rd quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
Extra point by Moore, up and good. And that'll make this now an 11-point deficit. Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. Taking it about the 1. So here are the Packers now. They get set for their first possession of half number 2. And they were terrific in the first half, built up a sizable lead. It's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But this is a unit that has to be itching to get the football again.
You could say that again. They've got to be pretty eager because, let's face it, they've had to sit through halftime, then sit on the sidelines and watch that drive. So you can bet that they're saying, let's get on with this. We got to go out there and get some more points.
Rodgers will bring the pack up with a 1st and 10 at their own 27. Rodgers throw into the hands of Cobb. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Rodgers, catch made by Watson on the out route. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. Rodgers finding Watson for the Packer first. And he's certainly been a huge factor in this when he's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the 1st.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him, double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now. On play action, now Rodgers. And Jones has it over the middle. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
Rodgers again now. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Cobb. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45.
I spy a couple of extra defensive backs on the field for Dallas.
Cowboys in the dime on 3rd. Throwing is Rodgers. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Anthony Brown. Brown with his stick skills. Their passing game has been spectacular this afternoon. Finally, a win for the defense.
You think maybe there was an adjustment there. Finally gained a measure of, I don't even know if you call it revenge, but got a play done against him, and that's been difficult for them all game long.
Here's the Dallas offense now, heading back out onto the field.
And they'll start with great field position, trying to get back into this one. It's 1st and 10 here. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Following the interception, here's Prescott. He finds his man, complete. That's Ferguson.
And he's going to get this down near the 25.
That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
From the 25 on second down. Prescott got a man. It's Brown. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. He finds his man, complete. It's Schultz. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. Only gets a yard, but it's enough to set him up 1st and goal.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Here's Prescott. And he's got it. Touchdown, Cowboys. Dak Prescott able to connect with Dalton Schultz. And the Cowboys are back within a score.
You get down near the goal line, this is where having a sure-handed tight end becomes a luxury. And it pays off big time, especially when the defense sells out against the run. He finds himself open for an easy touchdown.
Now Mike McCarthy going to decide to go for 2 here. Prescott, they're going to throw for it. And he's got it. So the try for 2 successful. And with it, they're back within a field goal. I guess the coach looked at the 2-point cheat sheet, said go for it, get it to a 3-point game, and they did it.
Yeah, and sometimes you just throw out time of game. You don't worry about that. There's just a feel sometimes in making that call. And he felt good about what he had for a 2-point conversion. And now they're only down 3 and feeling great about themselves.
Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. Packers all set to go again. That means we'll see Christian Watson. He's having a day here in quarter number 3. Over 100 yards, couple touchdowns. Every receiver's hope for when they head into that game in the National Football League.
And his team is loving what he's giving them. Of course, the yardage is terrific, but I think it's what you mentioned, the 2 touchdowns. That's the big one because he's paying off his results downfield.
And still more time here. 3rd quarter, we'll see what else he has in store for us. Jones running on 1st down, but finding it pretty tough going as he'll get forward for only about 3 there before he's taken down.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through.
He said he's going to spend his morning.
A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
That's all he want to do.
And here's Jones again on 2nd down.
The main thing.
Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
And on 3rd down, the Cowboys bringing an extra defensive back. They'll go again to Jones. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the 1st. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
Brandon, they're still in the lead, but momentum's certainly been going the opposite direction. So to me, That's a really important pickup there on third down.
Try and regain some confidence, and you're right. They need to stem the tide a little bit. That certainly helped. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now they'll throw with Rodgers. This is Lazard with a catch out left. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. To throw is Rodgers.
Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. They go back to the ground with Jones. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
This has been an up and down, back and forth type of a game, hasn't it? Maybe this long drive could take a little bit of the wind out of their sails, kind of settle things down a little bit.
Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Now Rodgers. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Whether that's a little grabbing, a little hand fighting, by any means necessary on 3rd down, he was able to get the job done in the secondary and swat that one away.
On now is Mason Crosby, who's hit from as far as 58 in his career. And he's going to miss this one wide to the left from distance. It's no good, and that will keep this a 3-point game.
Well, Brandon, anything beyond 50, you start rolling the dice a bit. And once you get up around 57, 58 yards, the chances of making it go down dramatically. And sure enough, this one winds up no good.
Dak and the Cowboys ready for their next possession. And he had the touchdown on the last drive, also 4 for 4. Very, very effective. What does he need to do to translate that forward into this drive?
Not think that what he saw in coverages last time is exactly what he's going to get again. He's got to play ahead and start thinking to himself, okay, we just did that. What are they going to take away now? What do we go to as a counter? And continue to encourage his offensive line to continue to give him time.
They were really good on the last drive. Prescott looks to throw on 1st. Going to take a shot for Gallup. And that's going to be too high. Out of bounds and incomplete.
After what they faced during this game where they've given up a ton of yards downfield, there has to be a measure of revenge right there for the secondary. They've been shredded throughout the game and finally forced an incompletion.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Here's Prescott.
Out of his hands quickly to CeeDee Lamb. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Inside give to Elliott. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage.
A tackle that time by Jonathan Ford.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Throwing, Prescott. He finds his target. It's Schultz.
And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
On third down, it's Prescott. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. 3 touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Cowboys have scored again in this third quarter, this time to move out in front.
And a great example there of just getting the feet in a tough spot. It seems like every year these guys get better at this.
Well, I think the drills get better that they work on training camp, off-season work, OTAs, but also a lot of these guys have dance backgrounds, ballet backgrounds, and they take that and carry it over to the football field.
Marr now to add the extra point. And that will make this a 4-point game. So that drive spanned 5 plays, and it culminates in a Dallas touchdown. Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. Keyshawn Nixon now from his end zone. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. Alan Lazard and the rest of the Packers back out for another drive.
And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it?
Right.
Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the Pack up 1st and 10 at their own 18.
And he'll begin the drive with a give to Jones.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped.
86 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
I don't know what this says about me, but I love successful runs up the middle when the blocking is so well executed like that.
And it doesn't matter whether it's zone blocking, whether it's a power scheme. When you have a blocker on a defender and then the running back can read it, find the proper hole, and just go, it's sometimes a thing of beauty.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
A good run got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3. Rodgers going to throw. He's got the hook up to Lazard. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line.
Rodgers teaming up with Lazard there for a Packer 1st down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
And he'll let this go deep for Lazard.
And he's got it. What a catch on the sideline. That one goes for 36 yards.
We have seen big plays from both quarterbacks throughout this game, and there's another one right there. Going back and forth, almost like two excellent guitar soloists trying to top each other with each additional play.
Let's go, baby. It's one play at a time, baby. Let's go.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Shotgun now for Rodgers. His throw caught at about the 5. And the Packers are going to have a first and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5.
How about the way they're moving the ball down the field? They had a big play a moment ago, followed it up with another nice one here, and before you know it, they're already looking at first and goal.
Now Jones. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Only a yard on the pickup there. Second and goal. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
On second and goal, Rodgers. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. Defensive end DeMarcus Lawrence applied the heat.
Second goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football. Had to eat it and ended up on the ground.
This is third and goal now. 80,000 on their feet here in Arlington. Now Rodgers. That's going to be complete on the sideline, but, you know, that throw left him no room to run, and the good footwork nearly all for naught. That's going to bring up fourth down, only a gain of 2 there.
Was that a receiver? Yeah, actually it was. There's a running back who was a receiver on the play. Ike's been spending time in the receiver drills getting his feet down.
Well, those guys out of the backfield, they got to be good, agile with their feet. He showed the agility there with a toe tap.
No doubt about it. It's like he'd went to ballet school. Got the toes down and stayed in bounds.
The kick by Crosby is good, and that'll bring him back within a point. So give him 3 on that drive. You know, normally you'd say, we'll take it, but the way points have been flying around, it feels like a little bit of a letdown.
Yeah, you just have to wonder, are field goals going to be enough? Because as you pointed out, the way touchdowns have been scored, does kicking a field goal actually put you at a disadvantage the rest of the way?
After the made field goal, now Crosby will do the kickoff duties. Taken from about the 12. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. Big Kenny Clark that time pushing upfield to make the tackle for loss. When this offense gathers to watch the tape, they're going to like a lot of what they saw. They put up big numbers, but they might fast forward through that last play.
Oh, there won't be any fast forwarding, partner. I've sat in those sessions before. You end up spending more time on the bad plays than you do on the good ones. It's just the nature of coaches. But I know sitting in that room, when you've had a big game, the night that they've had, you don't want to hear that. You just want to focus on the good stuff.
And he'll be upended here after a pickup of 3, getting it out to the 25.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
And let's see, the Packers defensively 6 DBs, so a dime look on third.
Could play coverage or bring pressure.
Prescott from the gun. Escaping the pressure right. He's got a man, complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That's a first down with a cherry on top, 31 yards.
In our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside, and he just showed it right there. Pretty good arm, too.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play, so we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They go back to Elliott. He's been busy.
60 yards rushing for him now to this point. If you can keep getting gains like that, Charles, with the lead here in the fourth quarter, I mean, keep running it, right?
No doubt about it, but what the offense coordinator has to do is understand. They're going to continue to stack the line of scrimmage. What runs do you have in your arsenal that'll work against a stacked box and continue to move the ball?
From the 38, Prescott. He's got his man. It's Gallup. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. 75 yards receiving for him now. It's a first down.
And these guys, sir, they're not hiding what their intention is. They're absolutely showing it. They're definitely not going to sit on this lead here in the fourth quarter.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
From the red zone now, Prescott.
A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
Partner, for once in my life, I'll be succinct. In a one-possession game, every single stop like that could be a difference maker.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Prescott. It's complete to Brown, right side. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of, until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
This offense so far on 3rd down, 5 out of 9 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. To the air again, Prescott. This will be caught once again. Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Packers pick it up. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line.
Well, that takeaway, partner, right there, that's a combination of coaching, execution, and absolute belief. Because a lot of guys will look at the scoreboard and go, this thing's pretty well done. But they still thought to themselves, if we can make a play, we give our teammates a chance to win it. And that's exactly what they did.
Rodgers will bring the pack up with a 1st and 10 at the 20. They'll try and start this drive in the air. He'll find Lazard here over the middle. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. So 8 yards on the completion there, and that'll bring up a 2nd down in just a couple. Up the middle, Jones. That one a 1st down pickup of 8.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, He seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Throwing now is Rodgers. And he'll just get rid of it.
No receivers open downfield, so instead of forcing the ball to the sideline, he's going to throw this one down to Fort Worth. He'd rather have the incompletion than the turnover.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. He's going to launch this deep for Watson. And this would have been intercepted if he could have gotten the feet in. He didn't, so it's incomplete. Boy, that one really could have turned this thing upside down.
I usually hesitate when I say a guy's got world-class speed, but this guy might. So let's fire the starter's pistol. Let's go. If you've got him, you've got to try and use him. A lot of anticipation with the ball in the air, but no, incomplete.
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down.
Throwing left side, and Watson has it.
And he's going to be taken down here, still a couple yards short of the first. That'll give him 8 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
And we've seen him have success earlier on with the ball in his hands because he is a get it in space and make a play kind of a receiver. But that time, they closed on him quickly and held him to a short gain.
Here's Pat O'Donnell now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. Fair catch called for right around the 11-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return. And the Cowboys will be backed up to start the drive. They'll have it 1st and 10. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 12-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
Swinging this out for Pollard.
It'll go as a gain of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
A tight game like this, such a tough spot for the offense to be in. Even though they have the lead, Charles, back up so close to their goal line, they got to protect the football.
And that's when you have to take care of your team with play calling as well. Not a lot of misdirection, not a lot of counters, not a lot of plays where you have extra ball handling. Get it right to the hands of your running back, tell him to take care of the ball, and try and move forward.
It'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down. I hate to surrender the football when you're nursing a slim lead, but they're going to have to punt it away. Trust that defense.
It's the right play at this stage of the game as well. You don't need to press it here because you do have that little bit of a cushion, and you count on your D to make it stand up.
This is taken at the 23.
Found good room to run there. Returns at 14 yards. And they will take over 1st and 10.
And now the Packers get set to go.
Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead.
So good field position for the Packers as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 37. Here's Rodgers to throw.
A throw complete to the tight end, Tunyon.
And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
These two have hooked up 9 times now this afternoon as they pick up the first. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
On first down, Rodgers. This is Lazard with a catch out left. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Rodgers to throw once more. Completed out left to Dobbs. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line. Charles, he's now over 400 yards passing in this one. It feels like he has a zillion completions. Just a very memorable effort from a guy that we thought could be in line for a big game, and he has exceeded our expectations.
That he has, and I'm not really surprised at all, because when you look at this offensive unit, they are loaded across the board. And, of course, the guy throwing them, he's a big-time player himself. They brought him from start to finish and really helped get the better of the opposing secondary.
Into the red zone, it's Rodgers. Flushed out right. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
Well, it certainly appears to me that the defensive guys are starting to look a little bit tired, while he still has some fresh legs. Not the biggest gain we've seen on a scramble, but still some positive yardage on a play that initially looked like a sure win for the defense.
To throw again on 2nd down. Rodgers. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Out of the shotgun, it's Jones. 113 yards rushing for him now, as he has been tremendous all day long.
Another carry for their leader, and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
And the question now, how do they want to work the clock here on 1st and goal? A field goal would give them the late lead. Now it's Rodgers. Flush to his right. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Aaron Rodgers. A 6-yard touchdown run. And the Packers have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter.
That was not a designed run. It was supposed to be a pass, but it turned into an exceptional run. What a scramble for a touchdown.
So here we go. The Packers will line up to go for 2. Rodgers will throw for it. And he's got it. So the 2-point conversion is good, and they add on to their 4th quarter lead. And, of course, on the two-point try, had the option to run or pass. They pass it there, and it works.
Felt pretty straightforward, didn't it? An open receiver, ball's put on him, 2 points for them.
Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
So out come the Cowboys now as their offense gets set to take over.
They now trail by 7 after that last touchdown here in the fourth quarter. What a big spot for this offense. See if they can cobble something together on this drive.
So Prescott of the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 23. They'll drop to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. They'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
I like how he hung in there and went through his progressions, but eventually his internal clock went off and told him it was time to make a run for it, and he ends up sliding down with a solid gain.
Only needing 2 yards on 2nd down.
Off the play fake, Prescott. Got his man there, complete to Gallup. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That'll put him at 95 receiving yards now as he's got a 1st down.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. From the shotgun, it's Prescott.
That one thrown away from the pocket. The officials kind of looking at each other, but they'll say there was a receiver in the area, so no penalty, just an incomplete pass.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Here's Prescott. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it'll be 3rd down.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the 1st here.
A 20th carry here for Elliott. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the 1st. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
Well, partner, what do you think? Might have been 4-down territory if they didn't pick it up, but...
Yeah, it's a moot point now. I was curious, so if they didn't get it there, would they have gone for it? I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, we didn't have to make that call, but I have a feeling both of us would have said, go for it.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Prescott to throw it. He finds his target. It's Schultz.
And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line. And now a tip of the cap to the man under center, Charles. He just went over 400 yards passing in this ball game. He's got the touchdown passes to boot, taking pretty good care of the ball. Just all around a really solid performance.
Yeah, just check, and check, right? Because he certainly showed he was worthy of the trust that his team put in him. A handful of touchdowns to his credit thus far. Now he's just crossing off yardage milestones, and win or lose, his name has to be in serious discussion for player of the game. We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. Third and short yardage, Prescott. And he's able to hook up with Michael Gallup. And he will have a Cowboys first down, and he'll have it by plenty as they're able to keep the drive alive on 3rd and inches.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. From the red zone now, Prescott. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Once you get into the red zone, space is at a premium for receivers to try and operate and shake themselves free. That one's incomplete.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. They'll throw again. Prescott. A quick throw there, going to be batted away and incomplete.
But based on the play we just saw there, he might not be the guy you want to challenge in coverage on these all-important snaps. He certainly looks dialed in right now.
Well, this drive, they're a perfect 2 of 2 on 3rd down conversions, but they need a full 10 yards here. Prescott. That's into the hands of Gallup over the middle. Yeah, the Cowboys are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. And with that pass, CD, he's now over 400 yards in the game. And even in a pass-first league, that is still a tough benchmark to hit.
And all week leading up to this one, all we read, heard about was the confidence he had that he could put up big numbers. Kudos to him for coming out here with that belief in himself and for making it happen.
A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7, but first things first, they need to score as they come up on 1st and goal. They'll try to run it in with Elliott, and this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. Now that sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
Oftentimes when you see a running back get bunched up in the backfield, it's usually because the defensive tackle is eating up blockers for others to make the play. Not in this case.
From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal. He'll try again, and not a whole lot there as they'll get him down at about the 2. After getting stuffed on 1st down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
3rd and goal, and keep in mind, very possibly 4-down territory. Here's Elliott. And Elliott trying to work his way forward, but it looks like he did not make it. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd.
That was a huge play on 3rd down, so now what? Do you go for it? Do you trust your offense? Or do you want to put on your defense to try and get the ball back? Me? I'm going for it right here.
Desperation time. Prescott on 4th. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. He had 3 touchdowns already, but won't get a 4th here. And the Packer defense stands tall down by the goal line. So the failure to convert no doubt really hurts, but this one's not over. A good chunk of time on the clock and the timeouts.
Yeah, not only do they have the timeouts, as you just noted, they're going to get an extra one with the 2-minute warning. And that's going to help them big way. So in a sense, they have 4 timeouts in their pocket. The big thing, stopping them on defense now. They can't let them get a first down and make them use their timeouts and get a fresh set of downs. They've got to stop them right here. And if so, they've still got an opportunity.
They'll begin the drive with a run by Dillon. And able to get it across the 10 to the 15. They needed some breathing room. He gave it to them. 11 yards and a first down. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all three still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Working from the gun, Rodgers. He's got Tunyon complete over the middle. And he'll be taken down after a pickup of about 7 as the clock will stop here for the 2-minute warning. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. They've got a second down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. Gets by him at the 25. And this will be a Packers first down as the tackle made just shy of the 30. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. They'll try and run some clock now with Jones. The Cowboys going to use their second timeout now. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10. Again, it's Jones. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. And the Cowboys here on 3rd down bringing in an extra defensive back. And right side, they're going to go option here. And this play comes to a halt at the 33, and obviously that's well short of the first down. The keeper good for only 4, and that's going to lead to a 4th down.
Well, if you're going to run the read option, typically, you've got to keep an eye on the defensive end.
And what does that mean? What are you looking for with a defensive end?
Well, you want to play off of what he does. If he collapses inside towards the running back, then you pull it and take it yourself outside in. If he stays outside, you go ahead and leave it with the running back. In this case, pulled it and got good yardage himself.
And did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down close to the goal line at the 1-yard line. The field position game often so overlooked, but this offense is going to be backed up deep. What an ideal punt.
And now, this stage of the game, when they need the drive to try and put themselves in a position to win it, you talk about going the long field, the very long field. This could be a 99-yard drive if they're able to accomplish it.
They show run with 3 tight ends here on 1st down. They'll start the drive with Elliott. But that's not going to help the cause as he stops short of the 10. 76 yards on the ground for him so far.
No timeout. You got to go quick here.
Prescott urging his guys to go quickly. They need to get up and set. Now Dak. finding Schultz. Well, Prescott to Schultz there for the Cowboy first.
This is where, of course, it's good to have a veteran quarterback under center.
You would just be able to put on one of those blood pressure clips, and nothing would be different for him. He's done it many times before, expects to get it accomplished again.
First down now, but the clock continues to move.
Now Prescott.
So the Nelson, what's the deal?
Catch, dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done.
About 4 hours though.
Well, it took us until the final play, Charles, to officially decide a winner. Although on that last play they were so backed up, it would have taken a miracle, and they couldn't get that miracle done.
Well, I like how you stayed with it, because we both knew that this had to go down to the last play, and neither side was going to exhale until that play concluded, because we've seen the improbable before. A couple of laterals, maybe some poor defense on the back end. They might have gone all the way to the end zone. In this case, though, it didn't happen. Perhaps next time.
A lot of attempts. My son won he won one of the Madden tournaments and the player lounge yesterday. And the day before that he got second place, and then he got first place. He won the whole thing yesterday. He should have won the whole thing 2 days in a row. Okay, y'all, look like the Packers and kick some butt, man. Look like they done beat the Cowboys 42-35. Dang. I know you Cowboy fans upset about that, man. But hey, and y'all gonna be upset about Zeke. Ezekiel Elliott might be playing for the Bengals, man. He might be playing for the Bengals. I don't know how him and Mixon gonna fit in. I don't know how that's gonna work. But I think Zeke is a better catcher out the backfield. And maybe on 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, I think Zeke can probably get that extra yard or two. But he might end up with the Jets, you know. You never know. But okay, I appreciate each and every one of y'all, man. This was the sim, nice little sim. I'm gonna get off, get a little west, and then I'll be back on. And I hope y'all join me, man. I hope y'all join me and come and show some love from above. Isaac McGuire is in the building with the light. Appreciate the Isaac McGuire. So we're gonna end this stream, and I see y'all probably around 11 o'clock, man. We're gonna try to make it early. So y'all take care, and I appreciate y'all. And make sure y'all hit the exclamation notify. Hello.